All right, this is an earlier voiceover than I had expected because I have news in regards to my training cycle, and it's not great. So this is yesterday, Saturday, 5:55. This was supposed to be 4 or 5, and somehow I only managed 3, and that was very frustrating. I even kicked the peg here and really hurt my foot, and then I moved to 3 sets of 5 with 275 on close grip bench. And I do get it, but this felt insanely heavy and difficult. So after this session, which was probably the third bad session of training cycle in a row, just happened to be the first time I failed a prescribed top set or working set, I decided to reassess and decide what I wanted to do going forward. I did have a video ready to go, and it was a car talk on the way home from the gym, and I decided that I was going to wait until after today's training to decide if I would proceed, or move on, or what I would do. And ultimately this morning I decided that I would move on and open up my training, train a bit more intuitively, and not be as rigid, try to have some more fun, because I feel that the cycle was going to end whether I wanted it to or not. So today, instead of 380 for 20, I decided to do some heavy barefoot squatting. I really wanted to try barefoot squatting for reasons I'll get into in the car talk to come. This is pause 455, and then I did 500, and this felt great time squatting. Surprisingly, keeping strength, even though I've only been doing 20 reps for the last 2 weeks. And the 20 rep squats aren't over. I'm going to hit 405 for 20 either this week or early next week, as I still plan to if I were to continue the training cycle. I just really wanted to do something heavy today. And to keep the conditioning up, I took 455 for an AMRAP, barefoot, no sleeves, and I managed 9. My previous best from maybe a month or two ago was 455 for 8 in sleeves and squat shoes. So my first time ever squatting barefoot without sleeves, I'm adding a rep to my PR. And it's after 2 very heavy pause singles and deadlifting yesterday. So I'm very happy with this, even though I wanted 10 reps and I failed the 10th. Still super happy with this. And I figure that on a good day, had I not done the heavy pauses and a deadlift yesterday, I probably get 10 to 12 reps here. Now you give me a while to break into barefoot squatting, I can probably get 15. So once I feel comfortable barefoot squatting, I'm going to attempt 405 for 20, and I really do think it's going to be there. Now, I threw a little picture here at the end for storage strength. He told me this gym fit looked like a guy going to 7-Eleven to play the lotto. I think the headband makes it worse.
All right, car talk coming to you in much higher spirits than yesterday. I'm kind of glad that I had some shit to do yesterday, and the car talk that I had recorded and planned to upload, I forgot about, because very down in the dumps, a lot of just thinking out loud to myself, man, this is frustrating. Getting this set up, okay, that should be fine. A lot of just thinking to myself, basically just spewing my internal dialogue to the camera. So it was not very good, but hey, today's a new day. I'm very, very, very happy with training now. Very happy. I mean, it has been, don't get me wrong, it's not like I wasn't having fun or anything, but the spirits have not been very high the past couple of days. Everything's just felt fucking heavy, and I'm just getting, I don't want to say tired, but I guess what the word is, it's starting to go stale on me. This training cycle was starting to get stale on me, and basically the conclusion I came to yesterday was it's going to depend on how the squats feel today as to what I'm going to decide to do, because the presses are like that. you know, yesterday could have just been a bad day had it not been for the squats feeling heavy on Thursday, the presses feeling heavy, and the pull-ups feeling heavy on Friday. And then Saturday, I turn around and I fail the deadlift top set. And I didn't fail the bench, but the bench just felt super fucking heavy. You know, really grinding out those last reps. And, you know, today I suppose I slept on it, you know. Training was just something that I was thinking about as I went to bed last night, and I woke up this morning and I just felt like, all right, this is what I want to do. I want to turn the page and move on from the training cycle and, you know, just really get, you know, the freshness that comes from starting anew. And this isn't going to be as rigid. It's going to be more intuitive training, which means I decide what I'm going to do basically that morning before I lift, and that's how it's going to be. Still going to be pretty minimalist, though I am considering adding, you know, some auxiliary lifts. Go. What are you waiting for, dude? What? He's got a fucking green light and he stopped. What the fuck is that? Anyway. I am considering adding some auxiliary accessory, whatever the fuck word you want to use, lifts, just because why not, to spice things up a little bit, but it's still going to be very, very minimalist. I mean, today I was, you know, my bread and butter. I just fucking squatted for half hour to 45 minutes, a couple sets, and that was really it, which is basically what I've been doing. But you know, I'm just considering adding a bit more in, just because why not? And where do I want to talk? Barefoot squatting or 20 rep squats? I guess we can touch on both. They're pretty related. 20 rep squats, I'm not gonna follow that loading scheme. I honestly feel that while that does have its purpose and it will, you know, help me grow my legs, grow the rest of my body, gain some weight, build mental toughness, resilience, pain tolerance, whatever, when I'm really just foaming at the mouth to finally get that 405 for 20, I don't think that is necessary. It's in the training, the training voiceover. I did 455 for 9 after two heavy singles of pause, like good fucking legit pauses, and deadlifts yesterday. I probably have, you know, 10 to 12 reps without the deadlifts the day before and the heavy pauses, you know, right before. Like if I just jumped into 455, I probably could have got 10 to 12 reps. Again, that's fresh. Now, if I can do 455 for 12 reps barefoot, my first time squatting barefoot, I'm really speaking in hypotheticals here because that's not what occurred, but 455 for 20 405 for 20 should kind of be there. And I do think that it is. I think that if I just threw on squat shoes, I could probably get it. Now I guess it's a good time to transition to why I'm doing barefoot squatting. But first, let me just say 405 is coming late this week or early next week. I don't know when. My training is going to be heavily intuitive, like I just said. So it's not going to necessarily be a planned thing. Like if I, you know, plan to squat on a certain day and I just wake up that morning and I'm fucking feeling up for it, I'm going for it. I think I just need to get used to the descent because it's feeling a little wonky barefoot. Now, as far as going barefoot goes, this is something I've kind of been wanting to try for a while, because my feet are fucked up. They're very, very flat. So my feet have always kind of, just grab this. So this is like the sole of the shoe, okay? And we'll say this is my right hand, so it'll be my right shoe. And it's positioned like this. The flatness of my feet causes my feet to go like this. So my feet stick over the side like that, and no matter what the shoe is. except for I do have like arch support shoes, but they're more for like walking around or running. They're not lifting shoes. So they'll force my feet into that position. But most of the time when I wear, like 100% of the time that I'm wearing the Olympic lifting shoes, my feet are like this over the sole. So they cave in, and you can actually see it on the shoe when I take it off, because the what is the fabric of the shoe that holds your foot called? It hangs over the sole. Like it permanently does that because of the fucked up structure of my feet. So I just had always kind of worried that I lack the ankle mobility, especially because I don't squat low bar to do barefoot. But I just said fuck it and tried it today, because like my feet are so beat up all the time, especially, you know, with the nature of my job. I'm walking around all the time in said arch support shoes, and like my feet just fucking hurt after I squat. They're aching this morning, like the bottom of my feet. So I should roll them around on like a lacrosse ball or something to you know, stretch that out. That's no good. But I did want to see how, like, just for shits and giggles today, because I'm abandoning the training cycle, just wanted to see how that felt. And it actually felt really good. I was surprised that I could squat so deep and not have, like, you know, rounding butt wink, whatever the fuck. That surprised me. So I'm really happy with the way that feels. So I'm going to keep doing that. It does look a little bit goofy, especially because this is like a tie-dye shirt. So I look like a fucking hippie, squatting barefoot. My calves look a little bit bigger. They're tiny. They stick out like a sore thumb on the rest of my fairly large frame, so that they look stupid. But they looked a little bit larger when I was squatting for whatever reason barefoot. But yeah, that picture I threw in at the end, holding what I use as a gym bag when I go to the gym, that's for a conversation I had with Storied Strength last week. And he said that is the socks and sandals with a Trader Joe's bag and wired earphones. Though I figured out that my Chinese music player can play with my AirPods finally. Is the look of a guy going to 7-Eleven to play the lotto. And I think that being barefoot, it looks a lot worse. You know, that really does make me look like I'm going to 7-Eleven to buy a pack of smokes and play the lotto or something. So that's that. But hey, I'm really happy to end the cycle. And just squatting heavy today, it just felt good, because I haven't even touched more than 405 since I started. Like I'd never have gone over, like when I started doing the 20 rep squats like 2 weeks ago, 350. I didn't touch more than 350. I do one rep with 350 to warm up, then I jump in with all that weight. So I haven't touched 405 in over 2 weeks now. And you know, to pause it, ass to grass, pause 500 ass to grass, no sleeves, barefoot for the first time. That felt good. That felt good. And you know, I played some Linkin Park, the Collision Course. It's like an EP with Jay-Z, so they mashed up like a Jay-Z song and a Linkin Park song. I used to listen to that all the time a couple years ago, so just for old time's sake, I turned that on, did some squatting. I think I was actually listening to I don't remember what Linkin Park song I was listening to when I hit 495 for the first time. The first time I squatted 5 plates. It's one of my most popular videos. You can go and look at it. It was at my university gym, but I was listening to Linkin Park, so just for old time's sake, threw on some Linkin Park, squatted heavy, did a rep out with 455. That was just a really fun training session. I'm really happy with it. I'm happy that I'm not going to be so locked in on just weight progressions with, you know, just 4-5 lifts, you know, adding a little bit of weight each time. Have some fun, do some different rep schemes, not be as rigid, still very minimalist, really sticking to the barbell lifts, you know, always focusing on getting stronger. I'm not just, you know, this isn't, you know, fuck arounditis, but I'm just happy to not be so rigid anymore. I'm happy to you know, training's going to be a lot more fun. So spirits have been lifted, and I've just been down in the dumps with training the last 3 days, all those sessions sucking. I'm really happy with this.